Destined ones, Black Myth Wukong is here, and like we've done in the past, we've scoured every corner of the game to uncover its hidden secrets. My name is Kodiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and today we're revealing the secrets of Chapter 1. By Black Myth standards, Chapter 1 is relatively small, which makes sense as it's really only meant to set up your entire experience with the game. That being said, there's really only a few things we need to discuss here because, quite frankly, the real secrets lie in Chapter 2 and beyond. The first thing everyone will want to do once they reach the outside the forest keeper shrine is to locate Guangmou. This is one of the first bosses in the game and essential to defeat because he drops your first transformation spell, Red Tide. To locate Guangmou, you'll want to start at the outside the forest shrine and work your way straight back towards the far end of this region. Try not to get lost going left or right because while small, this zone actually has quite a few twists and turns and it's easy to get sidetracked. Once you reach the arena in the back, the encounter will begin, and this is a formidable opponent, especially with your limited set of abilities. The key is to watch out for his dash attacks. Don't worry about damaging him in those moments, focus instead on dodging, as getting hit with a couple of those in a row will most likely kill you. At this point, you should have immobilized, so make use of the spell and try to use it before Guangmou is about to unleash a powerful attack. Once defeated, like I said, you'll have obtained Red Tide, a powerful transformation. But we're not done here. In this arena is also a bell. This is one of 3 that you'll need to sound in order to uncover Chapter 1's biggest secret. If you've explored this zone already, you've no doubt come into contact with the Wandering Wight, a powerful boss that roams the right side of this region. To find him, we'll start at the outside the forest shrine once again. This time you'll move directly away from the shrine, but instead of continuing on straight, you'll want to veer off to the right where the path allows. There you'll find the Wandering Wight, an absolutely chunky boss and a very challenging enemy to defeat at this point early on in the game. Patience is key, and I highly suggest you kill Guangmou first so you can utilize both Immobilize and Red Tide. Truthfully, you might need to come back and defeat this boss later, as his health pool might be too much for you to overcome at this point. But you'll want to defeat him eventually because he drops his powerful spirit. This has been one of my favorite spirits to use throughout my first playthrough, mainly because it increases my defense by 20. I always err on the side of defense, mainly because my dodging skills are about average, so this provides a nice defensive cushion, especially during some of those really challenging boss fights. Wandering Wight's active ability, Faithful Kowtow, is equally impressive. When you have enough chi to activate the ability, the Wandering Wight will appear and slam his head down into the ground, dealing massive damage and almost always staggering an enemy. This has been essential in boss fights, and in combination with Immobilize, allowed me to easily break the seal. In combination with the Spirit Shard skill, this proves to be a lethal and efficient combination. One thing to note about killing Wandering Wight: if you defeat him before meeting the Gourd Master, you won't actually have a way to absorb his spirit. Don't fret though, you don't actually lose out on anything. You just have to progress a bit further in the story to claim your enchanted Gourd, giving you the ability to absorb spirits. Once you do that, you'll see an option at the Keeper Shrine which allows you to collect lost spirits. I had a minor panic attack when the spirit disappeared, especially after such an intense battle, but you are rewarded in the end, even if it's a bit confusing. Our next secret will take us deeper into Chapter 1. Once you reach the Bamboo Grove area, you'll want to progress through until you reach the Snake Trail region. From there, you'll want to follow the main path. Up the stairs on the right is where you'll first encounter the Gourd Master, who will enchant your Gourd with the ability to absorb spirits. From here, it's a bit of a hike, but you'll want to stay on the main path until you reach a large forested area. The path becomes a bit obscured at this point, but if you head straight and slightly to the right, you'll see some stone carvings with a small gap between them that will grant you access to another boss, Guangmou. This one should be a breeze after some of the fights you've already tackled. Just be wary of his toxic abilities, which can easily chip away at your limited health pool. Once defeated, you'll be able to obtain another epic spirit. Guangmou's spirit, when equipped, increases your poison resistance and damage, which is helpful later on in a further chapter of the game. The on-use ability, Veiled Vipers, summons snakes that spit poison at nearby enemies, inflicting them with poison damage. Once the boss is defeated, head up the stairs in the back of the arena. There you'll find the second bell. Ring this and you'll be one step closer to the final major secret of Chapter 1. Keep progressing through the zone until you reach the Marsh of the White Mist Keeper Shrine. Head down the stairs, defeating the lone enemy in the process. After a quick cutscene, a monkey will scurry off into the cave on your right. This is the home of Shen Monkey, one of the most important NPCs in the entire game. Here, you'll be able to upgrade your gourd, increasing the number of uses you get from it. You'll also be able to upgrade your drink, increasing its potency. Shen also has a shop that will continue to expand as you reach each new chapter. You'll want to frequent his hovel throughout your adventure, as upgrading your gourd and drink inside is essential to your long-term success. Now, at the bottom of the stairs is a small pond. There, you'll confront the white-clad noble. This is one of the more challenging bosses in the first chapter, and the first two-phase encounter you'll be confronted with. Up until this point, you've most likely only used smash stance, and it's here that I recommend you start branching out, trying out either pillar or thrust stance, which are better suited for the encounter. The boss itself has a relatively complex moveset, but he's far less deadly at range. If you need a breather, just pull back and get yourself organized before you go in for another attack. You can opt to wait for him to lunge at you, which opens him up for a second. It's a slower way to approach the boss, but it's a bit safer. Once defeated, you'll want to head through the opening on the left side of the arena. This will take you to a small grotto guarded by a number of enemies. Defeat them all, and you'll be able to ring the third bell at the back of the area. Once the third bell has tolled, you'll enter a short cinematic and be magically transported to the ancient Guanyin temple. There, you'll encounter Elder Jinchi, a boss very similar to the Wandering Wight. This time, however, he's more aggressive and has an army of followers at his back that make him an absolute menace to deal with. One really important tip with this fight is to use his own followers to your advantage. When you kill them, they restore your health, which is a sound tactic to staying in the fight long enough to take out the Elder. Once defeated, a cutscene will play and you'll be teleported back outside to the main world. At this point, you'll be able to interact with the hanging body and you'll obtain your first vessel, Fireproof Mantle. Vessels are incredibly rare and powerful items that have both passive on-equip effects as well as active on-use effects. In the case of the Fireproof Mantle, you'll gain passive burn resistance and you'll be immune to scorch damage from lava-covered terrain. When activated, you'll gain burn immunity and your focus will steadily increase for a limited time. This is a great enhancement to some of your other spells that increase focus, like a Pluck of Many, and in conjunction can prove to be incredibly effective. Chapter 1 is small compared to the rest of the game, and by all accounts the most limited when it comes to major secrets. That being said, you now know what to hunt down in the first leg of the game. If you liked our approach to these secret videos, be sure to stick around, drop a like, and consider subscribing, as we'll have much more in the future. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.